New Zealand's remain on board to assist Samoa as the global pandemic of COVID-19 still poses a deadly threat to the country. New Zealand Acting High Commissioner Taua Pati explained the government of New Zealand has provided over 9 million TALA to help Samoa respond to COVID-19.
So New Zealand has provided 9.3 million TALA in budget support to Samoa, to the government of Samoa to help prepare and respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. But we're also provided personal protective equipment supplies, so PPEs. So these include gowns, gloves, surgical masks, to help the medical staff here respond and prepare for such an occasion. But more importantly, also we are currently still working back in New Zealand to provide more PPE supplies to Samoa. It's no easy task for that because, as you probably know, there's a global demand on PPE, so we're working very hard to try and get those supplies to Samoa as soon as we can.
Currently, there is 2,247 RSE workers in New Zealand spread across the country. As essential workers keeping the food supply going, they are still working full-time. 127 Samoan scholarship students are also in Aotearoa. Also, their studies are being conducted online. All visas for Samoan RSE workers and students have been extended to next year.
So currently, in terms of RSE, there's 2,247 Samoans in New Zealand under that scheme. Yeah. On scholarships, there's 127 scholarships students from Samoa in New Zealand. So I think the New Zealand government is working very hard to make sure that the uncertainties created by the current pandemic doesn't affect our temporary workers, our RSE workers in New Zealand. And some of the things that we've done in relation to that include the extension of visas for those people so that to September 2020, so that they remain lawfully in New Zealand at this time while we try and deal with the response to COVID-19. And then the second one is temporary workers in New Zealand are able to access New Zealand government wage and leave subsidies for companies that may be affected because of the COVID-19 as well as the lockdown in New Zealand. In terms of scholarships, we continue to provide pastoral care by the tertiary institutions in New Zealand to the Samoa scholarship students. And there's also students still receiving full allowances while they are currently in New Zealand at this time. And then many of our scholars in New Zealand are actually continuing to study online.
In relation to Samoan quota and other visa schemes between New Zealand and Samoa have been all suspended until further notice.
Immigration New Zealand are strictly focusing now on essential visa applications only. In terms of the other visa categories, including the Samoa quota, Malay Pacific Access category, these are on postponement right now or have been postponed. New Zealand remains committed to reopening those schemes, so the Samoa quota and Malay Pacific Access category, as soon as it's practical. But there will be some updated information on both those schemes on the Immigration New Zealand website. In terms of the deferral of those schemes, it is only a temporary measure. It won't be affected. It won't actually affect the total number of people eligible under these schemes once they become available again.
Gaugau said that there is 77 New Zealand citizens currently stranded here. The High Commission Office is supporting those who need help. As soon as flights resume, they will be able to return to Aotearoa. Rosalia Sitifano for TALA FOU.